Reimagining Success, episode 239. You're listening to the Reimagining Success podcast, where we help you design a business and a life that allows you freedom from the 9 to 5. I'm your host, Anna Lundberg, ex-corporate good girl, now a business mentor and coach, author, mum of 2, and I'm here to help you create more freedom, flexibility, and fulfillment. Now let's get started with redefining success outside of the 9 to 5. Ooh, it's a good one today. Pricing. I know it's such a good topic, an important topic, a difficult topic, an evergreen topic, and hopefully one that will today bring you maybe a different perspective on how you're thinking about this. I've run workshops on pricing as part of the business model work I do in the Academy course, the Incubator. It's in my book. But a couple of specific things I want to talk about today, and specifically answering this question: should you raise your prices? And just in terms of background, let's face it, most people just starting out with their business are underpricing because of lack of confidence, because of not having yet the proven results and so on, not having the testimonials, not really knowing what they're doing and where they should be pricing. It's the first time we've sold ourselves, as it were, compared to working in a big company. It feels a bit uncomfortable, and we're most likely first offering coaching sessions, for example, for free, or pitching ourselves to corporate clients for far too little, not realizing how much money there is in corporate to be had. So most of us start out by pricing us too low. And then most gurus, and we've talked about those gurus, say focus on the high ticket, raise your prices. I've had people say, write down your target income for this year and then triple it. And then, you need to double your prices right now and so on. So okay, what is the answer? Is it about being ethical and affordable and I'm just helping people, so I want it to be free for everybody? Or is it about, no, this is a business, I'm going to go high-end, high ticket because that's more profitable? Of course, the answer is somewhere in between, but a few considerations, right? First, and it will be no surprise to you, if you know me and the name of this podcast, Reimagining Success, the question is, what does success look like for you? Beyond financials, right? What's your big picture vision of success? Why are you in this business? What are you trying to achieve in your life? What does your desired lifestyle look and so on? But also financials, revenue, income. So, do you want to maintain kind of a boutique-y solo practice, or are you trying to build a big team? Are you trying to build a company that you can then sell in the future? Are you after, and you can tinging this with a little bit of judgment, big ego sales figures, spending a load of money, but actually not making so much profit? Or do you want to, take out a lot of money from the business, live the lifestyle you want, and maybe have kind of a leaner setup? So really understanding what success looks like for you in terms of the business setup, how you run your business, and of course, the bigger picture lifestyle. Second, don't look at competitors, or rather do look at them initially to map the market, to get a lay of the land, to see the different ways of doing it. You also want to get a sense of where you are. You don't want to be bottom of the barrel. You don't want to be kind of the Walmart competing on price only. You don't want to be a commodity. This is why we're building our personal brand and relationships and so on. We want to be unique and have that unique value to offer. But you do want to get a sense of, are you kind of in the middle? Are you really, gosh, this is the highest? When you're really experienced and confident, you can get people the results, you can say, yeah, I'm the most expensive in the business. I know I am, but it's because I can get you the results and I'm the best, right? That's a level that takes some time to get to, but I have heard some people say that. So kudos to them. So map the market, see where they are. However, coming back to the first point on what does success look like, these people, I have a different version of success to you. I have different requirements. I've got 2 kids in crazy expensive childcare in the UK. We're doing up our house. But then on the other hand, I perhaps don't have hugely luxurious lifestyle demands. We do like to travel. I do like to buy things. I'm also trying to be minimalist, etc., right? I invest in a personal trainer, nutritionist, gym membership, all these things that I believe are really important and so on. And in my courses and training and personal professional development. But that looks different for you than it does for me, than it does for someone else. Not to mention that you don't know the fact that I'm charging £10,000 for a 1-hour call with me. You don't know if anyone's ever bought that call. The fact that someone's listed on their website, sometimes people don't even put their prices on the website, right? Which makes things difficult. You don't know if I have any clients, how many clients I have, if those clients are getting results, if I am successful, let's call it that, at those prices. So take competitor pricing with a pinch of salt. That's not the best place to start, right? For me, and this is not quite the point I want to spend too much time on today, but I do start with, okay, how much do you want to earn in the year? And I always take the round number, let's say it's 100K, whatever the currency is. How many hours do you want to work in the year? I think it's, what is it? I've forgotten the number again. It's 2,000 something if you're going to be working 40-hour weeks, 52 weeks of the year. But of course, that's not the goal. If I'm working 3-day weeks, if I want to take 3 months off, let's say I'm doing sort of term time, I don't want to work during the school holidays and so on. Maybe I want to travel. I've met a couple of early retirees now. One was cruising down the Amazon. Someone else is sailing around the world. That's the dream, isn't it? So maybe you want to do that for 3 months. And importantly, a lot of your work will be non-billable in the sense that, I'm talking to ping pong. Sorry, I thought I turned my sound off. I don't know what happened there. So I am talking to you now, and that's free. I'm not getting money back for this particular time. When I'm doing my accounting, talking to my accountant, sending receipts, admin, strategizing, any kind of marketing, really, it's costing money. If anything, it's not money I'm earning, right? The actual hour that I'm on a workshop that people are paying for, or presenting, corporate, or coaching, or responding to people and so on, that might be for some people as low as 30% of their total hours. It might be as high as 70-80% for some people, depending on your business model. But that's how I arrive at a rough number. And, you might arrive at, let's say you were working 52-hour weeks, 52-week years. Let's see, 40-hour weeks is what I'm trying to say, working those 2,000 hours, maybe your hourly rate would be like a £50, right? But if you actually do, let's say, 3-day work weeks like I do, and, I don't know, 40% billable hours and so on, you might arrive at a 200 per hour, or 300, 400, 500 per hour, right? So it's not to say that is the price you should charge, but that gives you an idea of how you're ever going to get to your desired income and the kind of clients you need to be working with and the kind of value, the kind of offering you need to be doing. You can't then have some really cheap thing for $20 because that's by no means going to hit your targets, unless you can do some hugely scalable offering where you've got 3,000 clients paying for it, right? But those of us with small audiences starting out can't do that. So then the important question is, do you raise them? Now, reasons for raising your prices. The first, and lots of people say this, and it is true, we know this, investing more does mean a higher commitment from the client. If I have the classic example of a friend who paid for an expensive French course because she thought, if I pay for it, then I'll definitely go. If you pay for the gym membership, unfortunately, we don't always go. But then if you pay for the personal trainer, then you will actually show up. They'll hold you accountable and so on. If you pay for a coach, clients tell me often, gosh, I did the work because we had the call, right? So initially, that's the external accountability. But I've now paid £3,000 to work with you. So by gosh, I'm going to put in the effort to earn that back, right? You also get a higher caliber of client. I hear people say it again and again, and it's certainly proved to be the case for me. If someone pays a little bit of money, they're so demanding. They expect the world, they're free content, and they're expecting everything. Whereas somebody who's used to investing in a quality service, if you imagine a busy CEO or high-level business owner, whatever, even someone at my level, I'm used to paying people and knowing that I need to put in the work and I've invested in this, and I wouldn't, and I've got a client right now who, I mean, hopefully all clients are like this, but he's very respectful of my time. When we get to the end of the hour, the 45 minutes, whatever, just say I'm conscious of time, rather than, have me say, you've got to stop now. Time is money, whatever. So you do get a higher caliber of clients when you're charging more. And because of all these things, they're more likely to get results. So the irony is there is a bit of magic to just raise your prices and nothing else changes. You get a higher commitment from the client, higher caliber of clients, and higher quality of results. Also, at the time of recording, there's inflation. But beyond that, and there's always some inflation, right? Your confidence is increasing as you grow personally and literally as a business. Your results are improving. You're investing in your learning every year. So there should be, if not more frequent, an annual price increase. So that, there are some very valid reasons for raising your prices regularly. However, and this is the key question or key answer rather here, don't just raise the price because someone told you to. Certainly don't say, I'm raising my prices because my coach told me to. No. The key is to increase the value of your offer, and then the price increase will follow. So saying that again, the value of what you're offering is what's important. And the value is not just about packing in more stuff. It's not that classic, you get 300 bonuses worth $5,000, because that leads to overwhelm. It takes more time. It's probably not going to get used, and it's certainly not necessary. Value is actually about improving the customer experiences, getting people better results with less effort, less time, right? I'll pay you more if you can help me lose the weight, get fitter, train for the marathon, improve my personal brand, get a better reputation, sell more, etc., in less time. The example I always use is, if you want me to do graphic design, I might be able to do it. I could certainly do something simple in Canva, but it would take me a long time. I don't have a lot of experience in doing it for other people. I don't have expertise in Adobe, Illustrator, all these things, and it'll take me a long time. Does that mean you should pay me more than someone who's a professional graphic designer who does an incredible job in a short space of time because that is what they do? No, you're paying for the value, right? And that's hard when you're first starting out. It's hard to put a price. For me, it's not necessarily, hey, you've made 6 figures in your business, so it's hard to then actually say, hey, look, I've made this. But you can also say that it's priceless, the things you're doing, because if you're getting people being healthier, happier, more fulfilled, etc., avoiding burnout, then that's pretty much priceless. So it is a subjective number. But the point is not to focus on the number and obsess about it, right? That will kind of naturally follow as your confidence increases and so on. Don't just arbitrarily raise your prices. Think about the value. How can you increase the value of what you offer? Then, when your clients think you're amazing, because they will, when you're over-delivering, and not to say that you should work too hard for what they're paying for, but you're doing an incredible job, they're going to tell everyone they know. You'll become oversubscribed. And then, of course, you can raise your prices, because then you've got a waiting list. Then you've got, if you've got 10 people for 5 spots or 100 people who want to pay you, then if every company says yes to them, then hang on a second, it's definitely time to raise my prices. And you can kind of add 10% each time, or, a little bit of discomfort is probably a good sign. Not feeling like you're going to be sick when you say it, that's maybe too much. Sometimes I think, right, I'm going to go with this pricing, and then I kind of reflect on it, and it can go either way. Either it can go, no, that's actually, for my experience now, and from the results I can get people, that's not enough. Or it can be, no, that doesn't make sense, especially compared to the other offerings. There's a group program, there's individual coaching, and so on. So it is a bit of a journey evolving as you increase in confidence, as you get more results, as you improve your program. My business incubator has evolved so much in terms of content, in terms of my expertise and experience with clients, in terms of the frameworks, in terms of how we meet and so on, that's very different now than it was when I started it in 2018. So I probably didn't give you a yes or no answer, but the truth is, it's not about the pricing. Do that exercise if you haven't already done it, of thinking about what success looks like for you and what kind of that hourly rate could be, given the billable hours, the holidays you want to take, sick pay, admin, and so on, sick days and holidays and so on. Don't get distracted too much by what competitors are doing, and then really focus on the value of what you're doing, not just the price, right? Because that number is, especially if you're doing something bespoke, that can evolve. If you're working with corporate, by the way, it's really good to know what their budget is. If I'm doing a pitch for a keynote, I could say, well, it'll be about £2,000, £3,000 or something. Maybe that's what I feel comfortable with. But if I first ask them and they say, our budget is 5,000, that's not to say that you then budget 5,000, but you can go, okay, well, they're willing to pay 5,000. What could I do to make this worth that much? Maybe I come in at 4,000 or 4,500. And I also offer, that maybe the £5,000 is you get the keynote and a follow-up session afterwards and a workbook, but then there's also a 3,000 offer, which is a shorter session. There's no follow-up or workbook and so on, or, just a simple example. So focus on the value. Don't get distracted by competitors. Looking forward to your thoughts on this one. If you have any follow-up questions, because I know pricing is a tricky topic, do let me know. You can email me at podcast@onestepoutside.com, or you can message me on your favourite social platform. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Reimagining Success with Anna Lundberg. Before you go, make sure that you subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss an episode. I'll be back next week. I'll see you then.